We will be dealing with some of the basic questions related to tort law for enlightening our knowledge in the subject of law. So, without wasting any time, let's start with it. The first question is, why is a reasonable person test used to determine breach of duty in a negligence case? The options are A. It is because each tort case is quite similar. Option B. It is because negligence involves being reasonable. Option C. Because a breach of duty occurs when a person does not exercise the degree of care that a reasonable person would in the same situation would have. Or D. It is because only reasonable persons are involved in breaches of duty. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is, it is because a breach of duty occurs when a person does not exercise the degree of care that a reasonable person would in the same situation. The next question is, Jill ran 5 miles yesterday, and right before she was done, she fell and cut her arm so badly that it required stitches. Today, Carl bumped into Jill in the office because he was carelessly not watching where he was going as he was spinning around and around in a hallway. The impact caused Jill's stitches to bleed. Jill then sued Carl for negligence, trying to recover the cost of her doctor's bill. Jill's negligence will not hold in court because which of the following reasons? Options are A. That it lacks duty of care, B. That it lacks a breach of duty, C. That it lacks proximate cause, and that it lacks actual harm. The correct answer to this question is option D, that Jill's negligence will not hold in court because it lacks actual harm. The next question is, which of the following illustrates the assumption of risk negligence defense? Options are A. Yancy goes for a ride with Jim and they crash. Jim is known for speeding. B. Tracy goes for a ride with Clara. Clara was once pulled over for failing to stop at a stop sign. The two are in an accident in which Tracy was injured. C. Bob offers Jake a ride. Jake knows that Bob has been in 3 cars accident, so he declines the offer. Or D. Bob offers Jake a ride. Jake knows that Bob is a safe driver, so accepts the ride. The correct answer to this question is option A, that it is the best illustration for risk negligence defense is option A, that states that Yancy goes for a ride with Jim and they crash. Jim is known for speeding. The next question is, if an injury that occurred as a result of negligence was not foreseeable at the time the defendant engaged in unreasonable actions, then there was no proximate cause in the tort case. With no proximate cause, the negligence will not hold up in the court. This statement is A, true, B, false. The correct statement or the correct answer to this question is option A, that is, the above statement is true to the best of the knowledge. The next question is, if you purchase an item online from American Eagle, the American Eagle can keep your credit or debit card information even if you do not want them to keep it on file. This statement is A, true, B, false. The correct answer to this question is option B, that is, it is a false statement. Then, when you purchase an online any item from American Eagle, the American Eagle would keep your credit or debit card information. Next question is, Sarah and Nathan has been keeping a lion in their backyard. They found it as an abandoned cub that had somehow escaped from its cage at a local zoo. The couple decided to sneak peek the lion home and raise it. Sarah and Nathan were very careful to keep the lion within this strong fence, but as a full-grown lion, it escapes and with a neighborhood child. Can Sarah and Nathan be sued for strict liability? The options are A. No, because they were so careful with the lion, it was simply an unfortunate accident. Option B. Yes, even though they were careful, they are still liable for the injury. C. Yes, because they did not follow a local ordinance that required at least two fences for lion pets. Or D. No, because the zoo is held liable because the lion was far from the zoo. The correct answer to this question is option B. That is, yes, Sarah and Nathan will be sued for strict liability, even though they were careful, as they are liable for the injury. The next question is, which one of the following interests are not protected by the law of tort? Options are A. Peaceful enjoyment of one's land, B. Reputation, C. Loss of commercial profit due to competition, or D. Physical safety. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is, loss of commercial profit due to competition are not protected by the law of torts. The next question is, law of contract is different from law of torts in which way? The options are A. It is actionable in both the civil and criminal code. Option B. Tort is made up predominantly for statute law. Option C. Contracts are always written. Or option D. It generally concerns a relationship between two parties only. The correct answer to this question is option D. That is, the difference between law of contract and law of tort is that both it generally concerns a relationship between two parties only. The next question is what the injuries board is. Options are A. It is a body that advises the court. B. It is a type of court that calls witnesses. C. It is a no-fault compensation body. Or D. It is a body that assesses personal injury claims. The correct answer to this question is option D. That is, an injuries body is a body that assesses personal injury claims. The next question is, which one is a primary function of the law of tort? The options are A. Compensating the claimant, B. The spreading of losses throughout the society, C. The punishment of the wrongdoer, or D. The classification of human rights of parties. The correct answer to this question is option A. That is, the primary function of law of tort is compensating the claimant. The next question is, which the Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights protects which right? The options are A. The right not to be subjected to torture, B. The right to respect for private and family life, C. The right to freedom of religion, or D. The right to freedom of expression. The correct answer to this question is option B, that is, the right to respect for private and family life is protected by Article 8 of European Convention on Human Rights. The next question is, which one of the following groups are required by law to be insured? Options are A. Employers, B. Parents of children, C. Homeowners, or D. All the public authorities, or E. None of these. The correct answer to this question is option A, that is, the employers are the people that are required by law to be insured. The next question is, what are the remedies provided by the Human Rights Act of 1998 that are intended to regulate the activities of whom? The options are A. Business with European Convention, B. Judges and members of parliament only, C. Public authorities, or D. Individuals. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is, public authorities are given. Next question is, which of the following is not an objective of law of tort? Options are A. Compensation, B. Corrective justice, C. Deterrence, or D. Imposition of moral blame. The correct answer to this question is option D, that is, imposition of moral blame is not an objective of law of tort.